Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to see each and every one of these here. May y'all continually bless us. And certainly will when we line up with things that he's doing in these last days, that it might be well with us. And we continue to pray for if you don't have that there, complete it. That's also Numbers, the 6th chapter. I will read the tongue of his sons and tell them that this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Yivarakah Adonai Vayishlach. Yes to you.
I say yes, Lord, yes. I will trust you and obey. When your spirit speaks to me, with my whole heart, and my answer will be yes. Oh, yes. I say yes, Lord, yes. To your will and to your way. I say yes, Lord, yes. I will trust you and obey. When your spirit speaks to me, with my whole heart I agree, and my answer will be yes. Oh, yes. For I give you all the glory, all the praise. You have filled my life, till I know in ways you are all of us. I know. Say yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. I say yes, Lord, yes, I will trust you and obey. Your spirit speaks to me. With my yes, Lord, yes. If I can never I would never know how rich my life would be. Oh, my willingness to serve. You deserve for the blessings you like shower me. I say yes, Lord, yes, your will and to your way. I say yes, Lord, yes. I will trust you and obey. When your spirit speaks to me, with my whole heart I agree, and my answer will be yes. Oh, this is what we're gonna do tonight. A start by saying yes, 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 to the spirit song. Like spirit on. If we start by saying yes, 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 if we start by saying yes, yes, to the spirit song. We give that spirit on. All you have to say is yes, yes,
Yeah. See, I thought I was kidding when I told y'all that them Christians got some that's some powerful beings. They got some power, boy. Hey, God made the animal unclean. They can pray over it and make it clean. Undo God. Undo God's creation. That's tough folks. Now, so I'm not a Christian. I don't think that's right. They've been deceived. Oh well, yeah, you know, they all got their ideas and their thoughts and this and everything. And so some do a pretty good job, some mess up big time. But at the end, I think we had like 20-something people in our classroom there, and when we got to the end, the teacher asked her to stand up and tell what she had said. And then it was completely different. Didn't have the first person that she told that to stand up and say what it said, and it got changed. See, somewhere down the line.
It's supposed to be true though. How we get the report is supposed to be true.
But yet still, it changed from what she had said. See? And that's what interpretation in those things does. Yeah, just a little bit more. I don't think she really meant that. Right. I'm gonna put this in there because and someone said, "Well, no, I'm gonna put this in there." The next thing you know, the thing is all messed up. You know, and but nevertheless, for those that diligently study and there's all the draw, you can get the truth of it. Here it says, "Sing to God, sing praises to His name. Extol Him who rides on the clouds by His name, Yah." What we have up on our banner truth here, YAH, that's His name. Now you're getting off on the right foot. At least you're starting off right. But just we all got our role to play in that. See? And all those things there. As the Bible says, if you want friends,
Show yourself friend.
what you got to do?
Show yourself friend.
That's it. And so when people start talking about, I ain't got no friends, I kind of wonder a little taste about what's wrong with you then? Ain't nothing wrong with me. Everybody else. There's always somebody else. Everybody don't like me. Well, why they don't like you then? See? Yeah, you keep going. See? But nevertheless, he says, and be glad in His presence. When we are glad in God's presence, it's hard, or when you're glad in anything. I remember, man, it used to be cold out there in the football field out there playing, and out there, and like I said, we had stone. We didn't have no comfortable chairs that we had brick. And man, y'all know how brick do when it get cold. It hold that coldness. And hey, because we love the game, because we want to be at the game and everything, right? And we was happy that we stayed out there. Endured all of that. But now, when we come to the house of God, everything got to be just right. Mm-hmm. No uncomfortable, no this and that there, and it's just right. And then when we get it just right, you go to sleep on us. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You comfortable with everything in it. And I'm telling you something, that sleep is a bad boy. That's a bad boy. That sleep is hard. I've been there. I know that. I know it is. That sleep make you look fine. I mean, hey, yeah.
You know, it's funny too.
Huh?
And you know, it's funny too. Because I was looking at you, you were looking at the movie, and all of a sudden you came down, and I'm up here just laughing.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what? And go to sleep, what? It's cracking up because it was funny.
Oh yeah.
So I know.
We put on the show.
Picture yourself, right?
Yeah. I've been seeing her.
I got a pencil in my hand, man. You know, to write something down. Therefore, let us work, see, to do those things and be profitable, see, and be good servants. See? Everybody loves good servants. See? You don't need no headache and trouble. You don't need no servant like what's her name? Flo. What's her name? On the Jeffersons, right? Florence, that's her name. Yeah, Florence. Yeah, you don't need no servant like that. Yeah, get that dough. You supposed to go get the dough. I'm busy in here doing something, so you go get the dough.
She always be busy. She always be busy.
So you don't need that type of servant. See, you need one that say yes to what God has asked us to do, and say yes to His will, and know that He's the best, and He gives the best solution to them. Isaiah 44:6-8 said, "Thus says Adonai, Israel's King and Redeemer, Adonai Zebaoth." If only we just knew all about it, we need to study more and understand more of how living under a king. Because everybody holler about it. I can't wait till God's kingdom come. You sure? You sure that's what you want? You sure that you'll be happy in the kingdom? I'm here to tell you, if you haven't put no study to it or understand it, you will not be happy in the kingdom.
Amen. Amen.
Because we have been lied to and we've been told all this stuff that, naturally we want to be in a kingdom because of the thought of it is that, oh yeah, certain things and all that, certain little aspects about it that God gave us this stuff free and why we got to pay for it and all that. I said, you ain't got to pay for it. I said, you ain't got to pay for it. Why I gotta pay a water bill? God give us rain and all that, and water free, and don't make us a power. God gave it to us free, and now we gotta pay for it.
You're gonna wait till the rain to get a drink of water.
So I told him, I said, well, you ain't gotta do that. I said, but you just want to move out from where you living at here. See, I said, I remember my grandmother, we got on the farm out there, she didn't have no water bill. That's right, you had a well.
She had no convenient water either.
That's right. Right.
It's cold at the well sometimes. Throw a bucket down there, sometimes it bounce. You know what it is?
Yeah. A lot of folks don't remember about no wells and stuff and all that stuff, but I do. Yeah, I remember that and all that. Tough. Yeah, I was glad when we got to. Woo, miracle. Yeah.
But that well was. Yes, it was.
But you had to work on it.
Yeah,
It was work.
yeah, it's processing.
Yeah. Even when you had to run, you had to put the bucket down there and draw it up, and then the other one you had the little skinny one there, but you still had to prime that bad one. It wasn't just flowing, it wasn't just flowing out there free and real and everything, we want that all those things there, but y'all set it up where no, it's not gonna ever be free really like that. For anything. When God put man in the garden, he gave him a job. Didn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't say you go to the garden and lay back and relax your man, just get up. Well, I think I want a peach. I think I want a piece today. Get on there and lay under the tree with a piece and open your mouth. Good, fall in there. I think I'll give me an apple a day. Lay under the apple tree. Yeah, and lay out there and poof, fall. I told him he go in and tend this garden. Put in the word. See? And therefore, he knows he made us, and so he knows what's best for us. So here he says here, I am the first and I am the last. Beside me there is no God. Who is like me? Let him speak out. Let him show me clearly what has been happening since I set up the eternal people. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Didn't I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God besides our God?
No, I know not any. No, I know not any.
He said, is there any God besides me? He said, there is no other rock.
I know of
none. And if our God don't know of any, what in the world we doing running around here saying we know of some more? See? We just like a little baby, just barely, you teaching how to say daddy, and he's going to sit up there after learn a few words there, going to tell you he know more than you do. That's just about the equation that mankind is with God. And I ain't talking about, I'm talking about all the years that we've been in existence.
And they still talk.
And that's still how much we rate. And I go on forward. We was talking about that the other night. See? Man, they decided, hey, I ain't got to worry about God's way of giving me an eternal life. We can give you eternal life now, hey, through medicine. So but they find out that ain't working too good. And someone said that they take one medicine there and take that medicine there and cure you from that there and give you 5 or 6 more.
Take that medicine and break it down on the other end.
Yeah.
They got to get yourself to raise that back up.
And this is true. I was listening to and they tell you right there on the commercials.
Yeah, side effects.
Yeah, they tell you right there on the commercial.
Get rid of the itch, but your eyes. They say lower real fast.
Yeah.
If you written, they go real fast. Screen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's there now. Yeah. It's gonna stop the itching, but your eyes gonna square shut.
I take this part here, but hey, some side effects. People die fast with the side effects than they do with the and just hang on.
Cure don't kill.
Right. And all that is, dear folks, is just because the point of it is that Yah has set this thing in brown, and that's true it's gonna be. And we was talking about this last night, we was talking about I think it was last night or something like that. Still talking about that. Now they got where they're gonna transfer the whole mind and everything into a robot. Mhm.
In year 2030.
Yeah, they're working it now. They give you a robot body, one that can't feel and everything here and all that there, and put all your conscience in that, and boy, it just go on. And one was kind of crazy. Oh yeah.
Shouldn't they try to start? Shouldn't they get a car that don't fail first? The body to do that. Come on now. They ain't come up with a car. Boats don't fail yet.
Like I said, you know.
Well, they can repair it easier. Yeah, you take that leg out and put another on.
So he was saying, boy, I get that there, and hey, everybody want to feel good, you know, and all that there. Hey, I feel good then. I ain't got no aches and the pains and all that stuff. I said, yeah, you won't have no feelings at all. How you gonna know to feel good when you? How you gonna feel good when you ain't got no feelings at all?
Yeah, who to say you won't malfunction?
Yeah.
Back burned out.
Yeah.
Dead short here, fella.
So we see that, as I said before, you know, we don't like pain and we don't like those things, but it has, you know, it just depends on what perspective you look at it. Why did God give us pain? Why did God place pain in our bodies?
You let them know that something was going on with you.
That's exactly, it's a warning to us. If you didn't have no pain, you could step on something and bleed to death. Wouldn't even know it. But because of when you step on something, that blood starts running out there, hey, the pain shoot up there, make you get attention, put some attention to that. Otherwise, like I said, if you don't bother them, we go on we'll pay no attention. Next thing you know, you done bled to death, fall over there. Down. So it's just the perspective of which view that we look at things, you know. So pain do have its benefits. Of course, it bothers and hurts and all, you know, but it has its rewards. So Yah, when He created mankind and He created the body, He knew all the things that He done. He knew exactly what He was doing, and it's for our good.
And some people just don't like to drink water. I know whenever saying that Chase, he wasn't drinking no water, and I forgot, what made her realize that, something going on with him, but he took him to the doctor, and the doctor told him, said, hey, one more week, you wouldn't have been here. And he disliked water, saying, I got to drink, I hate you, you know. Man, sounds like something wrong with him. Something.
Come on with it, like.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta get those things. That's what's wrong. You know, we gotta get these things in the right perspective and get the right idea of what's going on in those things there. And it might be well with us on that end now. But Yah is letting us know He knows best, and let's follow His instruction.
Amen.
And know that it's good for us. John 17. (18 and 19). Just as you sent me into the world, I have sent them into the world. On their behalf, I am setting myself apart for holiness, so that they too may be set apart for holiness by means of the truth. In other words, dear folks, we have to be imitators of. People get that thing wrong. See, the Mashiach come down here and did that. He had to be God. He did all this and he did all. Well, he turned right around and then asked us to do the very same thing. He said, my Father sent me, and therefore I'm sending you. Does that make us God? Does that make us? No. But it puts us in the program of what God is doing. And that's why I said, tell your people, tell the loved one. Yeah, they ain't gonna like it. Just like when God sent the prophets to Israel, they got treated bad. Someone got some legs and hands on. Someone got thrown in dungeons. Got mistreated, had to run off and get away. But nevertheless, all these things will be that we don't have the excuse of saying, I didn't know nothing about that. So the world is not going to have. Therefore, that's why Paul tells us that, don't you know that you're going to judge the world? No, you're not going to be sitting on some throne and all that to judge. That's what he's talking about. But when you come up there talking about, oh, I didn't know if I didn't know that. Whoa, wait a minute. He is my servant right here. And it was. Did you testify to him? Did you talk to him and all that and tell him? Yeah, I did. Oh, no, he didn't do anything there. Now, we got tape recorders and cameras and stuff that, people say, no, they're going to. They can bring the camera back to them. Well, that means, how much more is God? See, God has the ability to take us back to that moment, to that very time. Yep. Time is just a throwaway. No, let's go back here. Well, when that was, see, 2016, 2015. Yeah, let's step back in there. Who's that talking to you? Is that you? No, Lord, that ain't none of me. Well, okay, then you. I've had enough right there for you. Depart. Your case is, you know what they do in courts. That's what they do in the courts tonight. If they find you in a lie, yeah. When you get up and you with your own self and prove that you lied, hey, that's it. Your case is gone. Because she said, I can't trust that you say that from now on. So when you want to carry stuff to court and all that, I'll be prepared to tell the truth. And if the truth gonna get you in trouble, then go try to work it out with your sister or brother. Try to work out some other kind of way.
The judge determine if you lied or not.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the way that it goes. And you say, why? Because the judge says, hey, I gotta operate on what you tell me. And if I can't trust you to tell me, you ain't got no case. Okay? Therefore, this is what it is on that end there. We go to John 14:28. You heard me tell you, I am leaving, and I will come back to you. If you love me, you would have been glad that I'm going to the Father. Why? Because the Father is greater than I. Any other thing that proves that and say that that's a lie, you call him a lie. And that's exactly what the Trinity does. Say, no, there ain't no greater. No. Y'all the same. Right like this. He's God the Father, He's God the Son, and God over all those things. Not this. And when I saw that, boy, that really that really sealed it with me. They were talking about the Trinity and all that stuff there. Yeah. I kind of went along with that. I hate that. Why? Because that's what was taught me. But then when I saw that they applied that to it, definitely against it. And if you don't believe in the Trinity, you're not a Christian. I said, that's still the deal. Because this scripture here clearly says that God, the Father, is greater than him. He gives us a step. When they said, not this, the Father, then the Son, then the no, not this here. He's God the Father, He's God the Son, and God. Yep. No Trinity for me, no Christianity. Then I found out I'm an Israelite. But, and it really got rough then. I had the easy being a Christian, but being the Israelite is a different story. But it's all right. See? Why? Because we are his servant, and a servant pleases his master. And that's what it's all about, dear folks. And let us do those things there, that it might be well with us. You know, one of the things that we go forth now in these last we do good. Death is all around, but just remember, there's what is called resurrection. So God got this whole thing covered. As He tolerated and as He, give us a certain time to work these things out, and He says, okay, just because you died, something happened to you that you didn't make it, not live till the time these things come. Hey, I got you covered. You got to worry about it. So let's get right. Let's do those things that we're supposed to do. Whether we live or whether we die, our God is above death.
Hallelujah.
But we are not.
We do that.
But so what do I mean when I say we are not? Because death is a termination of our qualification. Does that make any sense? Or
Say it another way, please.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Say it another way.
the way that you live, while we're living, we are shaping our qualifications. We're establishing our qualification.
Every day.
Once you die, that's the end of your qualifying.
Oh,
That's the end of your shaping.
got it.
If you have not attained to eternal life and have not become worthy to stand before Him before you die, ain't no miracles after you die.
Amen. Amen.
So we got to get it done before.
Amen. Amen.
People get this thing all mixed up. They got to say, hey, it's time for me to have some fun. Go out and enjoy myself. Go out and do all this and
But they believe there's life after that.
yeah.
Is it where like you can start out right and then slack off and make it, or you gotta, if you start out wrong and then finish out right, you can make it, or is it just overall how you carry your life down?
God judges us. And we was talking about one of the things that God give us certain attributes and certain things that He understands how He is. Forgiveness is one. Okay? Repentance is one. And therefore, these factors take care of all those things, but we are judged. And God is fair. He said he'll throw away all that stuff if you turn it. But if you start out righteous and you turn to wickedness, he's going to throw out all the righteousness you had too. So our God is a now God.
Hallelujah.
How you get locked up on the end of that termination is the factor.
Yeah.
Get it done before you done. Resurrection just gonna be
Restored.
gonna see to that you don't lose out on the reward.
Right.
Oh, okay. For the good and bad.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
that's a resurrection. You know, like I told you, at one time I thought the resurrection was only for the good folks. I did. I thought it out. But now, as I learn more and everything else, resurrection is for bad folks too.
Amen.
So these people running around here doing all this stuff, then killing themselves and shooting everybody, then killing themselves, and then they think that's the end of it. No.
That's the thing about it. You qualify for both of them. Why are you here?
Yeah, that's it.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can either qualify for the first resurrection or the second one.
That's right.
Want to be in the first.
That's right. You want to be in the first one. It might be well with it. And therefore, it's going to take some study and it's going to take some taking advantage of it.
Discipline.
And one of the things that he tells us, see, love not the world.
That's right. That's it.
Why is it? Because the world has already made their decision,
They're
see,
going to the Lord.
to be opposite of what God wants.
Amen. That's right. That's right.
That's why he brings it to me. You know, if the world was all in line with what God wanted, he wouldn't bring it to no end.
That's right.
Let's get those things straight. We just have to understand now what's most important. You know, people say, "Hey, I like the world. I like it out there. I like this and I like that." Okay. Whatever choice you make, that's the consequence that you're gonna stand, and that's what you're gonna get. Therefore, you know, we can lie to people, and just because you get by with them, then you're gonna forever continue to get by with them. I often wondered about that. I remember my grandfather, he taught me some things there, and he was saying that guy owed him something and everything there. And, so he said, I'm letting have it. I said, yeah. He said, yeah.
Universal restoration action. Demonstrating the 12 tribes of Israel. The 12 tribes of the land.
one reason why we want to keep up with the things that are going forth. Because of the fact that it lets us know what time we're at and those things there. I pity those folks that they don't believe and they don't accept the point of what happened in 1948 and the Jews and they'll tell you that now. That ain't true. What ain't true? No. Well, them ain't the right folks, and you still can't say, you can't say the point of it is that what's going on there ain't true. See? You might say, hey, they ain't the right folks, you know. But that's your perspective.
Amen.
And still, we want to go over there. I guarantee you would not be able to go over there right now. Our Hebrew Israelite brothers would not be able to go to the land if what didn't happen in 1948, 40, with those folks over there, you wouldn't be going over there.
That's right. Amen. Amen. That's right.
I ain't heard a whole lot of people going over there. Have you? You know?
I heard people going over there, but wasn't much over there to see.
Well, I'm talking about the Hebrew Israelites going over there to stay, you know. Before that time.
Before that time, what nothing to see over there.
Huh?
But nothing to see over there before that. Still out.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I remember Ella Massey was saying that he was telling the Seventh-day Adventists, which he was a part of that group there, he was telling them about Jerusalem and all that stuff there. And so they sent one of the guys over there to Jerusalem over there, and they said, oh man, you know, blowing sand and stuff over there. Hey, God ain't got nothing to do with that there. God ain't even doing that there. Ain't nothing over there, you know. Don't nobody want that, you know. They had all kind of swampy land and all that kind of stuff over there and stuff. Yeah. It was not nothing like it is now. And he come back and matter of fact, he used that against the Elamite field. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Hey, ain't all over there, you know. Wow. Look at it now. Wasn't too much long after that there, it become the third largest fruit-bearing
Country in the world.
That's right. These are facts. Look it up. Well, it's how some people know that they you think that knowledge wasn't there before that time? We gotta open up our eyes, you know, and that's what I did. I had to change my ideas, stop being colorblind, and look at what's going on all around. See. I tell you what, for them folks doing that on their own, they sure doing a whole lot of stuff on their own. They talk all they want to, but don't nobody want to listen to the Israeli Air Force. How did they get that ranking then? Huh? Had to been some stuff that was going on for them to get that. You just don't pick up, well, I think I picked up somebody who let them do that. No. Something had to take place and something had to start happening. I said all that to say this here. Yeah, I believe that these are part of what God is doing in these last days. And He's made mention to it by the prophets of certain things that's going to take place in those things there. And you know, you can close your eyes and say it ain't, because it is one thing, and you can open your eyes up and see all these other things come to pass. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Scripture says, "My people are at hand to come." So those ones that God brought back, and the land yield to them. So who in control of that? God.
There you go. There you go.
The land yield to them, God allowed it.
Yeah, but brother, you don't understand. They ain't the right color. Hey, them folks that ain't the right color. It's the Saudi land. It is considered Saudi land.
But you still wouldn't expect that to happen in Turkey, though.
Yeah.
That'd be just like that'd be like somebody from China going into the United States Chinese embassy. You wouldn't expect them to get killed in the U.S. Chinese embassy.
I agree.
Yeah, they do things different over here though.
But if you notice, hey, Ron, stuff like that don't happen. You don't see people getting killed inside of embassies. And it's the reason why people don't get killed inside of embassies. Because then everybody gonna start killing folks inside. Ain't nobody gonna want to go to nobody else's embassy. It's supposed to be neutral. It's supposed to be neutral ground when you got problems where you can sort out problems. Nations can sort out problems through the embassies.
They sorted out the U.S. way to do that.
They got rid of the problem.
Because he wasn't an American citizen.
Huh?
You don't care about him because he wasn't an American citizen.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they thought they wasn't gonna kill. You thought they wasn't gonna kill him because he was a American citizen?
No, he wasn't an American citizen.
But he was a resident. He was a resident, but
That's
he
why
wasn't.
Trump is really not willing to cut off
Right.
the ties with Saudi Arabia because dude wasn't even a citizen. He was just a U.S. resident. He was eliminated.
What do you
Right.
have? What do you have? Asylum in America?
He was working on it.
He's working on something.
Yeah.
You work for an American news station.
Yeah, he worked for CNN. Yeah, he worked for CNN. And,
Right.
Oh.
And he had U.S. residency status.
right. So he had residency status, you know, but not really
What
fully.
kind of paperwork did he need to get married? They gotta put his life on the line. I don't understand that.
That's his job.
Well, you know, if you gonna get married and everything, then you gotta have papers. You just can't.
A marriage license. Why you gotta go over there?
Right, I
It's
agree.
somebody and it's on here.
That's a set of
Yeah, he went over there to.
They said he got to get some paperwork for his marriage.
That was
Yeah.
a setup then.
Yeah, what kind of paperwork would that be?
He was supposed to be having a talk with them behind.
Get some paperwork.
No, he's supposed to get married and everything.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
yeah, she was in the car waiting on him.
She brought it there.
Yeah, she brought him there. She waited on the car, and then when he went in there and everything, and she know 3 or 4 hours, 5 or 6 hours, and he still ain't showed up.
Butchering him up.
Look like, that's what I'm saying. What was he thinking about? They think he was going to get him, and he going to get paperwork to get married? They need to mail it to me.
Put him in the suit.
Yeah.
I won't have it.
See, this is what I'm talking about. If you don't know what the status you're doing, this is why you need to know stuff.
Check it out first.
Just because it was in Turkey, but it was at that embassy, and the embassy is actually Saudi. It's Saudi land.
But the thing is, we're going to have to get that paperwork later, baby. Ain't nobody need no paperwork that bad. I got to get killed over it.
That was a setup.
She probably said that.
Yeah. Guess what? We married.
They might have paid her.
They didn't hurt him.
But you gotta understand, though, you know, he in a certain status in which he was in and everything. There, you got to do stuff on the up and up because he was a journalist, and see, so people find out that he ain't this and that and all that because of the fact he's a journalist. Then they work against that.
I think I can stand a few bad columns a lot better than I can a kid.
He's gonna get killed.
Right.
His marriage license. He's thinking about his marriage license.
You don't think about that. People mad when I'm going over their country because
Yeah,
I need some paperwork from y'all.
He thought that was the one true place that he can go there with no problems happen. It's like Brother Jerry said.
You hear what he said? When you go to somebody's embassy, you back in their country.
But listen, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying, he had no intentions of that.
No, he didn't have no intention of that, but that's what he did.
But we put the French down, so.
He made a fatal mistake.
Yeah.
That's what you call a fatal mistake.
They know that's what they do over there. When you say something bad about somebody, they know that them people will kill you when you say something bad about them. So
And that's what I'm saying.
their office.
And that's why I say it right now. would you be happy in the kingdom? You can't just go in and run your mouth off in the kingdom and think you're going to get by.
That's right.
See, you run over here to the say, you talk all your noise and say what you want to say and all that, and you pretty well get by. In the kingdom, you can't do that.
And Trump found out you can't walk in front of the queen either and get by. They told him, don't come back over here no more.
Trump did that.
Yeah.
Walked in front of the queen.
He
Yeah.
walking along in paths, and all of a sudden, for some reason, Trump just walked right in front of him, got in front of him.
He used to it. He's walking in front of his boss. And so he.
One of the guards ain't tripping.
All these things are to show us, all these things are still showing the point of what God said is coming to pass and is true, therefore. See, I expect all these nations to go forth and to drop and to do things there because this is what's happening. God's kingdom is on the way. God's kingdom is there. And all these nations and all these other things has to drop and to fall.
Amen.
See? And people talk and say what they want to. Hey, but let me tell you something. Democrat, Republican, politics is politics. They don't care what you read.
Amen.
They talk about all that stuff there. The Republicans talk about the Democrats, talking about how bad y'all Democrats. You said, what are you talking about? See, I was registered independent, so in case y'all want to know. Last time I was registered as independent. But they say, you Democrats, y'all wouldn't give the president no chance. If you just only would give Trump a chance. Give him a chance, and then you just jump down on the man and didn't give no chance and everything. But then
Told him, front up.
told them front up to their face, and they were Republicans that did that.
We ain't no work with you.
So they're telling
We
them.
didn't get nothing through. That's what he told him. So we tried. We didn't get nothing through that.
I'm saying, when they said that, every news media in this country should have wrote a big article on that. They didn't do nothing.
Because they didn't want to get nothing through that.
When he was getting inaugurated and celebrating his inauguration, they called a meeting down out there at the
Get their strategy together.
yes, get their strategy together to make him a one-term president.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna turn around here and make a big Hamlet and all of them gonna make a big cry, a big boo. The Democrats did wrong. Somebody one of the Democrats ought to have some sense of pride about the Democrats. Give this man a chance and everything. Again, if you don't give him a chance, then see it don't work. Then you can come against it.
You didn't do more than it before.
Yep.
They ain't had a chance to do nothing yet. They ain't even met yet. But now they all, but I know they've been all in, the Democrats need to give them a chance. But they ain't done nothing yet. They just got voted in.
Now, because of the point of it is, when he first got in, they tried after time to get rid of Obamacare. And this midterm elections now, you know what they were saying? Oh, we love Obamacare. We're saying that you can keep it and all those things. No, you're lying. They said they're going to get rid of everything of Obamacare, every drop of it, every word of it. But yet still they come along now and for had guys coming out there talking about that. We ain't never been against it. We are all for it and we want y'all to have it. And we want you to have, because pre-existence and all those things there.
People down in Kentucky who used to work in the coal mines and got what they call black lung.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, a lot of them people down there, they love Obamacare.
Yeah, but they cut it off. They begin to realize that we done cut off the people that voted for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why they begin to love it because the people that start writing them, they done cut their Medicare, they done cut their medical insurance off. So now they want to know what they're going to do and they keep coming up with this stuff that they got no benefits. It don't cost nothing. But you don't get nothing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yep.
You get an H bandage or maybe some, that's an H bandage or a flu shot maybe. But that's it.
Yep. That's it. Dear folks, I said all that to say this here. The scriptures is very clear when he said perplexity is going to be upon the world. None of these political folks know what to really what it is. See? He ain't got no plans, you know. And that's one of the things that they said. Hey, look, you say you're going to get rid of Obamacare, what you going to all I know, I'm just getting rid of Obamacare.
And they had 12 years just about to figure out what to do about health care.
Yep. Yeah. Did you know did you know it really started with the Republicans?
Yeah, he took a Republican plan and kind of changed.
Yeah, it was Mitt Romney's plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when he got it, it wasn't no good. But when he wanted to go through and look at it,
Well, when you know what he said? He said, show me how perplexing. He said, that was on the statewide.
It worked in one state. Why
Yeah,
can't
it didn't work in multiple states and everything. That was it just worked in his one state. That's what he said. He said, because
I think I
the
saw that on the
the
news.
president told him that, hey, I'm following after what you said, and yours is successful. Like he said, yeah, it's gonna work for a state, but it won't work for no
Oh, government.
whole government. And the president said, well, why? Why?
He had to go to
He had no answer for that part, did he?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said it won't work. Because I don't want it to work.
Because I gotta be against you now.
Make you look good.
That's it.
You got to do some research to find out why.
Perplexity, that's what it means when it says that they don't know what to do. And that's why God is bringing into it. We don't know what to do. People thinking, and I'm gonna tell you something, people in the same status. No, they don't know. No. They think they know what's best. They think they know. And when it comes to serving God and doing all that, people don't know what they're doing. Anytime when my brother just got to saying that, but this guy got him saying and all that stuff, and then you got Creflo Dollar that said, we ain't got to worry about the law. And that's talking about the Big Ten. He point blank said that.
You know what we need to do? We need to send some goons to his house and just run up in there and just take everything out of there. And say, don't worry about the Big Ten, because they not stealing. Said ain't no law, ain't no ten.
Churches going back to the back. Like TJ, Creflo Dollar.
Yep.
They all going back to the Catholic Church.
Yep.
I told y'all that
Oh,
last
that's
one.
no surprise. They still from
I wasn't listening when I told y'all that.
I might not have been here, but
Yeah.
Well, that's not a surprise to me.
it was a surprise to me when I started reading this.
To the mother.
They
Yeah.
To their mother.
They never left. They ain't never left.
They just visiting the mother, so what's
They getting back under the.
They are the little whores that just went back to the mom.
They just wave with children and shit and turn it back.
Y'all laughing? He's serious.
I'm serious.
They going back under their authority.
Oh yeah.
It's always been. They never been
He's getting them bishop status.
Yeah. That's where it's still.
Yeah.
They went under their authority.
That's where it's still.
So
No,
what's
but I'm just saying they're actually going back under his authority.
Yeah, they go back on in there, man. And I hate to be some altar boys around there. Though.
I don't think they're going back that close.
Oh, you don't think going that close?
I
Though?
hope not.
See, that's one of the things that we don't
I don't know. A lot of you in the scripture churches do some stuff too. They be finding out.
Y'all don't remember all
But they want that
y'all
money.
history, so of course you don't. The popes used to be married. Yeah, popes used to be married.
Yeah, well, some folks were supposed to be celibate, but they had kids.
But them nuns, they done killed a bunch of
Speaking about those things there, they're finding out a lot of, my brother gave me a article here speaking about Sugar Land in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
See, he found a mass grave there, and in Sugar Land, Texas there, And you know why they got it called Sugar Land, don't you? Because that's where that's where the sugar cane was rolled at, and they had plantations out there.
I never knew they grew sugar cane in Texas.
Yeah. And they would take you if you was a prison. They pick you up for lottery or pick you up for any little thing and everything. You went to prison, and then they hired you out to these plantations.
Get 30 years.
That's right.
30 years.
Yeah.
They get you down there.
Vagrant.
Yeah, you ain't got no relatives to check on you.
You know.
You're gonna be a liar.
Flirting with a white woman. Hey.
Breaking that up.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Get him. Get him. And I want to talk about it.
Kanye West.
Kanye. But I guess he kind of changing that a little bit now. But Kanye talking all that noise and everything like that. See, they'd had him jacked up. They'd had him hijacked way a long time ago. See, they'd had him on the chain.
He hibernates now.
Talking about Jesus walks with us.
Yeah. Right.
Well, he hibernates now, y'all didn't know. Y'all ain't heard that.
This world, dear folks, don't know what to do. They don't like what the proper thing to do. Therefore, everybody's coming up with their little ideas and their little things, as to what they think it is, rather than what God's word has said. See, but he said, watch and pray always. And that's why I tell folks, watch what? If you don't want to believe what I'm telling you what to watch for, what I'm going to say, then you watch whatever you think you need to watch. But he did say watch and pray always. But I'm telling you, if you're watching the wrong stuff and all that there, you're just in worse shape than anybody else.
Oh, yeah.
If you ain't watching the right thing. And I'm here to tell you, so goes Israel, so goes the world. This thing is nearing out. They had a tally with the UN, and the UN now is against Israel now. And this is what I'm saying. They're not falling down because the white Jews over there and all this and then Khazars and all that stuff there. They kept it over there. They had a hard time. Ain't nothing that's falling in there and going that way. They going against odds. As the Shema says here. But the world got together there, and they are now saying that Israel got to give back that Golden Heights. If it wasn't for two nations that vetoed it, and one that vetoed it, that has some really say so on it, it would have passed. It was 152 to 2, and 4. I think it was 7. That's the standing that Israel has among the nations. So when God say He's gonna get all nations, He just about got them wrapped up.
Right.
And that's what scares me. He just about got this thing wrapped up. 152 verses, and then 7 that it said, I think it's 7 or 9, it says that abstained, and just only 2 was for Israel. And that was who? United States and Israel.
52 days. 152 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't
That ain't good odds.
good odds, man. So when I'm reading the Bible, and when he says he's going to get all nations, therefore, God is well on the way of getting them. Therefore, we're close to these things coming about.
Israel better open up whatever happens to the United States.
Well, right.
They gonna be on their own.
Yes.
Trump gonna mess that up in February. He gonna mess that up in February.
And I think that's why he's holding off on it right now, because Yeah, right. So that's why he's holding off on this peace plan. But I'm saying it to say this, dear folks. The United States is not going to forever be in that position. When he says all nations, that was one of the things that the apostle got into it about being Illinois, because he said that the United States would always be for my temple. I said, no. When God said all nations, that's what he means. And the United States is a nation.
Well, I mean, if the United States, things come, the way things is going, if the United States get taken out militarily, then, you ain't got no more back. And,
Well, that's true.
If the United States get taken out militarily,
yeah, militarily.
it's gonna be a wrap. Ain't nobody gonna be worried about where Israel is. They're gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, they take out the big Satan and the little Satan.
Y'all keep forgetting this country is considered an experiment.
Yeah, but the experiments tend to blow up sometimes.
Well, all this is part of God's plan. That's what I'm saying here. He says they're gonna gather all nations, and now it looks like all these things are. Do you know what? And I'm gonna shut this off. Do you know what the count is for the 1967 war against what you see it talking about today? Do you know what the count was in that count there?
Are you talking about nations against Israel?
Huh?
Are you talking about the nations that came against Israel?
Yeah, the nations that come and voted Resolution 242, which was against Israel. Do you know what that count was?
What?
Unanimously.
Okay.
No one went against it. Even the United States.
Right.
They all voted, 100% voted that Israel did not have a right to Jerusalem. And they're going to get that land back.
Don't have no right.
That's right. All right, we'll change it. We're going to go forward. We're going forward, which Trump did and everything. That's why he's such a hero and everything there and all that. But yet still, all the other nations still.
When did they sign the law about aggression? The law about aggression?
That was at the end of World War II, wasn't it?
I don't know. That's when they start giving back land they'd taken.
See, and that was the
law of aggression.
That was the reason, and that's the reason why they keep standing on that law of 1948 is because after World War II, that was the reason why the United States didn't take Japan.
Yeah, they couldn't because of that law.
Well, the United States didn't. United States did it for the civil rights.
Well, the United States didn't want it.
They didn't want to have to
The United States didn't want it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Japan.
And it was a scattered area and all those things. But hey, when you have an area there where you right in the midst of those things there and all that there, you mean to tell me if I get victorious, I can't claim this is my land and everything now? No.
That's what that law was about.
Well, why is that only against Israel? Tell me another nation that they went against.
Since World War II, has anyone taken anyone else's land?
Yeah.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Since World War II, has anyone taken anyone else's land?
no, they gave us the land back.
That's what I'm saying. Since World War II, no one has ever invaded anyone else's land and kept it.
I don't know. I'm going to have to check that out.
I don't think they had a war that Israel would have taken any land except Israel. We ain't had no war that took no land. That was big enough to take a country, part of a country.
Well, ask Georgia, ask Kuwait, ask Kuwait.
Yeah.
Ask them that's what
They did that. The Falcon Islands.
Ask Kuwait.
The Falcon Islands.
And that's the reason why they went in and did what they did to Saudi Arabia. I mean, to Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, because
he tried to take some land that didn't belong to him.
And the world did what?
They didn't give it back.
Then what they gonna do with Israel?
Make them give it back.
All right then. All right then. There you go. They were successful when they did it against Kuwait. And Saddam said that. He said, y'all do it to us because we did this here. He said, y'all want to do it to Israel.
Nah, the Falkland Islands. That was a British colony. They tried to get
Argentina.
them, Britain took them back. Everybody said nothing about that.
What they fought with Argentina?
Not the Falkland Islands.
Didn't Argentina own those?
Huh?
Didn't Argentina own those?
I don't know. I don't know who owned them, but
I think it was Argentina
British
that
had
owned
them
those.
as a colony. And so they declared their independence. And Britain went over there and told them, here, take that flag and do something with it. And they British still got it, but everybody said that about British in the Falkland Islands.
Yeah, check it out and see, I'm going to check that out and all on that and see. Nevertheless, all I know is that what God said concerning Israel is coming to pass.
Right.
All these things that He says is going to take place and all the things that is happening.
That means all the nations got to come in agreement with one another.
See, and it's getting close.
Yeah, they getting ready to do it.
Yeah, it's getting close. All these votes and stuff is getting close. Showing that God that they've got it on their side. All right, we have let's see, a solo by Sister Sumner. Sinner's Prayer. Yeah, right. And then we have Sister Taylor's a change. Okay, all right, so.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Name of the song is A Sinner's Prayer. A sinner's prayer. A sinner's prayer. A sinner's prayer.
I could have been dead, sleeping in my grave.
Oh yeah.
But God blessed me to see.
Ooh yeah. Another day.
Even when I did wrong,
When I did wrong, He was still on the throne. I'm so glad God still hears Sinner's prayer. Y'all don't hear me out there. God still hears a sinner's prayer. I walked to the temple, y'all, on Sabbath morning. I stood outside contemplating on whether to walk through the door. You see, a lot of folks know me from way back when. They keep holding me to all those past sins. 'Cause I know all the sin and come short of His glory. I'm so glad I'm here today to tell you the story. You could have been dead, yeah, sleeping in my grave.
but God blessed me to see.
He blessed me to see another day. Even when I did wrong, God was still on the throne. Yeah, He still hears a sinner's prayer. Yeah, He still hears a sinner's prayer. He who is without sin cast the first stone. 'Cause ain't nobody perfect but the man sitting on the throne. Now it's about time for us to stop judging one another. Stop holding on and start lifting up our brother. 'Cause I know all the sin comes short of His glory. I'm so glad I'm here today to tell you the story. I could have been dead, sitting in my grave. He blessed me to see another day. Even when I did wrong, Yah was still on the throne. I'm so glad, yeah, the sinner's prayer. Let me pray, yeah, a sinner's prayer. Joy in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yeah, kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Now give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, yeah, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, forever and ever. I'm so glad, y'all. I'm so glad. I'm glad, y'all. He hears a sinner's prayer. Yeah, I'm so glad. I don't know about you, but I'm so glad. So glad. Yeah, he hears a sinner's prayer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm so glad.
It's funny how that we draw conclusions about certain things, you know. And there was 100% Hebrew Israelite brothers that come draw that conclusion that God don't hear a sinner's prayer.
So there would be no such thing as repentance then.
Yeah, and that's stupid. But they thought so, they know. Because there is a scripture that says about your prayers. See? Certain prayers is an abomination to God. See? But it certainly is not one that is pure in heart.
Amen.
And because you're a sinner or not.
That was the blind man that said it. That we know that God don't hear a sinner.
That's what because they had concluded that. That was taught them, and that's what the leaders and all had concluded and all that there. But if that's the case, we will never change because all have what? We've all been class act. So if that was true, we'd all that'd be the end of that. Sure. So that's not true. See? So, but there is a certain attitude that we can get in and all that, and even our prayers will become an abomination. See? But just to be a sinner and those things there don't mean that there. If you really, because actually those are the ones that come to God. You know? If you ain't no sinner, why you gonna repent? See, so we had to be corrected, and that's what I'm talking about. We need a lot of correction. Our folks need a lot of correction. See, on that end there. Okay, we have Sister Taylor. She has a song here. We're going to get this out. A change. Okay, I want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah.
Change, a change has come over me. He changed my, and now I'm free. He washed away wonderful change. I'm so glad he changed me. He changed my talk. Even changed my wrong. He changed my mind. I'm so glad he changed me. He changed me. Yes. Changed me. I'm so glad he changed me. Yes. Nobody do it but God should. Yeah. Oh, he changed me. I'm so glad he changed me. He changed my talk. I'm so glad he changed me. Oh, wonderful change has come over me. Wonderful change has come over me.
This is what I tell all folks, and this is what I tell all of us. If after being around for a while and you can't look back and see where you have changed, something wrong with you.
Amen.
And you better be working to get the change. Because you come tell me, well, I always been this way, I don't always be that way. That ain't good. That ain't good. But there are people that they get locked in their pride for it. Yeah. You see what you get. Nah, I always gonna be this way and all that. Okay. You messed up. Okay. Now why can I say that? Okay. Because we are not, we don't start off on the right trail. We don't start out being, all of us got to be corrected and all of us got to be, shaped and transformed. We're all transforming. That's what the scripture says. Right?
Right.
And so if you ain't transforming, you ain't changing, hey, something wrong here. And you, the person, is wrong. All right. I'm going to ask you now to bow our heads for our Tanakh Baraka. Blessed to you, the universe. You have given us your Torah, the writings, and the prophet, and the bread that to shine by thy great spirit, and have commanded us to diligently teach them unto our children, unto our people, and all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. Our Torah reading for this week's Parasha is found in the book of Genesis, Bereshit, starting at the 32nd chapter and the 4th verse through the 36th chapter and the 43rd verse. That is Genesis 32:4 through through 36:43. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the book of Hosea, the 11th chapter, starting at the 7th verse, through the 12th chapter and the 12th verse. That is Hosea 11:7 through 12 and the 12th verse. This week's Parasha is Parasha 8, which is Vayishlach. And it means, and he sent out. Our scripture reading will be given by Shamash. Let us give him our undivided attention as he read the word of Yah to us.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
A scripture reading will be taken from the book of Hosea, the 11th chapter, starting at the 7th verse through the 12th verse. Hosea, the 11th chapter, starting at the 7th verse through the 12th verse. Page 719 in the Jewish. My people are hanging in suspense about returning to me. And though they call them upward, nobody makes a move. Ephraim, how can I give you up or surrender you, Israel? How could I treat you like Admah or make you like Tezboim? My heart recalls at the idea as compassion warm within me. I will not give vent to the fierceness of my rage. I will not return to destroy Ephraim, for I am God, not a human being, the Holy One among you. So I will not come in fury. They will go after Adonai. Who will roar like a lion? For he will roar, and the children will come trembling from the west. They will tremble like a bird as they come from Egypt, like a dove as they come from the land of Asher. And I will resettle them in their own house. May y'all have a blessing to read them.
In the scriptures, God made promises and he made things that for us to really reside to and for us to get a good and true picture of what's going to take place and how these things are going to be operated and carried forward. One of the things very certainly is things just falling all in line with what we want those things to do when God has his way in it, and that's just the way it's going to be. Somehow we got this glorious picture, but yet still that don't stop us from having this glorified understanding. We give this glorified. They got the fact that the Palestinians over there, our cousins over there, that they just waiting for the right. See. And they're going to stop all that stuff they're doing. They're going to stop all that protesting. And they're just going to say, oh, now the real Israelites should come and just come on in and you can have it.
No. Ain't no way.
Somehow we got this picture. We got those things. And
It's a false picture.
but truly, as we study and we look at those things there, we have to see how things go forward. Our father, what happened to him? See, Abraham, see, Isaac, and now Yaakov, who is the father of our 12 tribes. But we have to understand what happens to him. we do have to be very mindful of how we do and what we do in life, because how we live, see, what we sow, we reap. And that's true.
Amen.
See, on that end there.
That's the law.
We go to Genesis 28. Well, let's go to Genesis 35 first. 35, 1. 35.
God said to Jacob, get up, go up to Bethel, and live there, and make there an altar to God.
All right, now notice this. God told him where to go. Why did God tell him to go to Bethel? Why did God tell him to go there? See? Unless you understand some things in there and some dealing with God, you know, this is how I go. This has been about 27 years later. But if you go to Genesis 28, you'll find out why God told him that. In Genesis 28, it was at that place there that he made a vow to God. So when we open our mouth and say some things, God take it. Whether or not we taking and all those things out. When Esau opened his mouth and gave up his birthright, God heard it. Yeah, that's it. See? Too bad that Yaakov had to do, and his mother had to do some other stuff to get it past the father that didn't hear that. But the Heavenly Father heard it. See? Just as God heard this, here what he said. Go to Genesis 28 and start reading at the 18th verse there.
Okay.
Of Genesis 28. Wasn't nobody around either when he made this statement. But Yah was there, and Yah heard it.
Okay. Jacob got up early in the morning, took the stone he had put under his head, set it up as a standing stone, poured olive oil on its top, and named the place Bethel, house of God. But he torn had originally been called, blood. Yaakov took this vow: if God will be with me and will guard me on this road that I am traveling, giving me bread to eat and clothes to wear, so that I return to my father's house in peace. Then Adonai will be my God, and this stone which I have set up as a standing stone will be God's house. And of everything you give me, I will faithfully return 1/10 to you. Yeah.
He opened his mouth and said that.
Mm-hmm.
God ain't forgot what he said. It was some years later on. He came out of there with a lot of cattle and a lot of stuff and everything and all that jazz.
God said, "May you own this man."
Now we go back to Genesis 35 there. See, it comes a time when we got to pay up on what our mouth has said.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all protected him, carried him through a lot of things. He done got tricked down there. He thought he was married one and all that stuff there. and he tricked his father, and so now he got tricked down there. He thought he was getting he thought he was getting the wife that he thought he was getting, and then he turned around and had to rework for her. See? Not only that, but he got mistreated in his wages and all that, but God was with him. And the more that the enemy tried to work against him and everything, the more God turned that into profit in the game.
Amen.
See?
It's in the covenant.
Therefore, when God is with us, hey, He'll work those things out for us. It don't mean that everything gonna be real nice. Yeah, he still had trouble. Not only that, but he had trouble with the women. He wound up with 4 wives. He went down to get 1 and wound up with 4. See? And they all squabbling. It's tough enough to get along with 1, not only talking about 4, man. My brother was tough. Our father was tough. I said, brother, our father was tough. See? But here we find that, go back here, come time now, God said, I done bless you, I done brought you here, and I done done those things there. Laban set out the woman, get mad at him, and then those things there, and God said, I made peace with him. Told him, hey, that's my servant, keep your hands off of him. You just only go so far. I don't let you cheat him, I don't let you trick him, I don't let you get all these other things there, but I'm not going to let you harm him and everything now. Leave him alone. Make peace with him. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with me. Let me say, hey, I'm going to make peace with him. Yeah. On his way, coming on back and doing those things there. And even had to deal with his brother. But nevertheless, we see here that God said, now it's time for you to fulfill your words. Go to Bethel. Go to that place where you made a promise to me. And you said you were going to do this and that. And get it done. Understand some things, dear folks. God, don't forget. And that's why I said, a lot of times we'll say some stuff, we'll say some things, out of desperation. Lord, if you help me get this out of this situation, I ain't never going to do that no more. And we ain't even get second thought about it. We done made a vow to God and everything there. We rock on along there and everything there. And they forgot all about it. Hey, but that thing still pending. That's what they do when they tell you you go to a place there and the government. I can't have you building a house for me and everything there, and you supposed to be exclusive to me, and then you got all this other stuff. Guys, the women ain't going for that stuff there, You got a billfold full of all the mother women and all that stuff there, and she's supposed to be the one and all that. That ain't gonna work there, folks. Something gotta go. Or maybe I should say it the other way around. Guys, that ain't gonna go there. The woman, she got all the pictures of her. Y'all ain't going for that. She got all.
Those just my friends.
Yeah.
I'm the only friend.
How that gonna work? We're gonna build a house and we're gonna build another land, and you packing around all these pictures of all these other, Got to go. The same favor with me. The Feast of Tabernacles. See, they will come. We had to seal that thing. And what's wrong with that? And all that. Lots wrong with it. We're building a house and we'll establish a house for God and all those things. Yeah. We can't be messed up and get drawn off of that other stuff. Yes.
It's funny because every year at my job, they do a little potluck for Thanksgiving and whatnot. Yeah. And every year I sit back and I watch them bring their food in, set it all up and everything, get all their little plates and everything, and everybody just go to eat. I'm like, ain't nobody say a prayer or nothing. That's why I'm like, this is Thanksgiving, right? Who y'all giving thanks to? Ain't nobody say nothing. They grab that place and just start scarfing food down.
Same way in my job.
Every year it's the same thing.
But we've got to be willing to isolate those things, because if you're gonna be selective to our God and everything, that means that we've got to be selective to Him. As I said before, people say, well, if you eat that and all that, I can't eat that. Hey, you can eat what you want to eat. See? I don't eat no turkey on that day. See? As a matter of fact, I will eat turkey any day. But if I boil the flesh, if I decide to eat some turkey on that day, hey.
It means nothing to you.
Right. But the point of it is, but if we do it in relationship with that type of attitude, that's the thing of it is. And therefore, God said that hey, it draws you away from you being separate and identified out with me. See? And just because I don't want my family to get the wrong impression that those things there, I don't go along with them. Because they're going to take it the wrong way. I learned that about my job. See, when you talking about that same job thing there, they got me on the Christmas thing. We're going to all bring potluck for Christmas, all this and that, and you're going to bring this and all that there. And this one lady, like I told y'all, she cooked that coconut cake good, boy. All the people at the job, boy, they also someone's going to bring your coconut cake, and all that thing. So, hey, I like coconut, so hey, go on down and get this over there now. I went on down there, got me a big slice, sat down there, and I started eating my coconut cake. And here they come. Oh, I thought you don't celebrate. I said, I don't celebrate. Yeah, he is. Eating that Christmas cake now.
Now she'd have cooked it. Now Christmas is on Tuesday, right? And she'd have cooked it on Monday. Was it still a Christmas cake?
They all bring us the food.
I don't know.
We dedicated to it.
Around Christmas, it's Christmas everything. Christmas candy.
So I asked her, I said, well, so I got another piece of it, and I said, I said, it tastes the same to me. I said, when you bought one for another occasion there and all that there, because they like, I said, it tastes the same. I said, what difference did you make? What difference did you do for this cake here that you didn't do for the other? I used the same recipe and everything there. Then what makes it a Christmas cake?
That's the point that I was making.
See? But because of the fact that I know that she told me that she used the same recipe and all those things there, but because of the fact that it was in there, the next year when it came, I didn't do it. And from the then on, I didn't do it. Because it was the perceived attitude. Therefore, we have to be very cautious about those things there, of how things look on the offset. So from then on, you gonna go and get you something? Nope.
That's messed up. That wasn't even Christmas. You just called it that, so that made it.
Well, it was Christmas that time there, but she had cooked She had cooked one for a different other time that we had some, I think it was for 4th of July or something, and she bought that cake, because it tastes good and everything. And so, they want her to bring that. But now, all of a sudden, the same cake tastes the same way, made the same way. Now it's a Christmas cake.
They didn't say that you're not being free on the 4th of July?
Oh, no, it wasn't no, I'm talking about wasn't nothing wrong with the cake then. It wasn't nothing wrong with the cake, it wasn't no, but all of a sudden, the same cake now is a Christmas cake now.
Yeah, but they celebrating, what they celebrating, independence?
Oh, yeah, right.
You get no independence on the 4th of July, they didn't bring that up.
And so, this, and of course it wasn't no independent cake, but it's a Christmas cake. So, but nevertheless, we have to be very careful about this. So God said, hey, it's time for you to do this here. Before that time, hey, all right, you slide and everything. But now when you get ready to step on up to the plate and everything there, you got to get your act together.
So how would a person feel if he go to the store and it's after Christmas, but they still get selling Christmas candy,
Oh, that's different now.
So
Yeah, but it's out of season. You ain't
Okay.
messing with
Oh, what
that.
about before Christmas? Wait a minute.
okay,
Take peppermint.
Yeah.
Take peppermint, for example.
right, but why would say that now, yes, I would buy it. But if someone was giving it away at work, I thought, no.
That's a game.
Huh?
That's a mind game, sound like.
No, because I don't feel me
And
getting
they'll come back and say,
Don't let them tell you what you
But
know.
the reason why you right doing that is because they'll come later on and say,
right,
well, Mason got some Christmas candy.
right. So I don't need none of that.
Okay, well, you can't wear that outfit no more because you wore it on Christmas, so that's a Christmas outfit.
Jason, just say that.
Therefore, what I'm saying is that you cannot get yourselves involved in these situations and those things there, and then think you're going to be exclusive to God.
Right.
It don't work.
Right.
You have to make those sacrifices for that there. See? And therefore, we have to do those things there.
I know they kind of fell out with me because they was having this here wasn't a Christmas dinner. It wasn't a Thanksgiving dinner. They were just having an appreciation dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was both was out of the season of both of them. And so they asked me to pray for it. I said, no, I'm not going to pray for it. They said, why? I said, because you got pork and all that unclean stuff up there. And I said, now how's I'm going to look, I don't eat that, but I'm praying.
Right.
I said, no, I'm like, y'all got to get somebody else to pray. I don't see what that got. I said, well, it's got a whole lot to do with it. Y'all better find you somebody else to pray for.
So what do you think about that? There you go. These are things that we have to think about and all that when we deal in those things there. Our mouth and what comes out of our word and what comes out of our mouth has a lot of effect to it. See?
That's just like, after Halloween, they bring in a lot of candy, that they didn't share, they didn't give to the kids. They bring it out and say it on the table. They make some candy out there on the table. I said, no. Oh, wow, because of Halloween,
Yeah.
But the same sneaker you give away on Halloween, it will be the next day you go buy.
But there's a difference between you buying it and someone giving it to you.
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole purpose of buying it for that.
Yeah. We can't see that. They are drawing you in with that giving, We know, and that's what I'm talking about. We know, just like the lady told me, that the cake with the same formula, the same recipe and everything there. But it was because of the fact that she enjoyed it and called it a Christmas cake, and therefore everybody else saw that. Hey, I said, hey,
They made a change.
that's right. I said, hey, I'm through. That's it. I didn't go back no more. They didn't want to throw it up. Oh, you eating this Christmas cake?
You gonna turn out and they gonna get mad because you ain't gonna eat. I don't get Christmas bonus on my check. Leave that alone. Exactly, you don't get this Christmas bonus, but whatever they call it, you don't go ahead and take it.
You're talking the wrong person.
Christmas bonus is totally different. It's totally different from you participating in a Christmas dinner and all those things. But if you want to, you turn it down. You turn it down. See?
It ain't got Christmas written on that money.
Dear folks, when they got rid of this pagan stuff and everything there, what you're doing is you're isolating yourself off and you're setting yourself up to be strictly for Yah.
Right.
And Yah said, now's the time to start doing that.
Right.
You get by with those things for a while and everything, but it comes a point where you got to step on up and get clean.
Right.
When you step on up now, you're going to represent my house. You're going to establish my house, you know, those things there. And you got to get your act together.
Yeah.
Our Father knew that, and therefore He done those things there. And He got those things set forth. Read on.
Okay.
Third verse.
No, 4. They gave me when I was in such distress and stayed with me. No, okay. They gave Yaakov all the foreign gods
There you go.
in their possession, and the earrings they were wearing, and Yaakov buried them under a pistachio tree. Pistachio,
Right?
Yeah, pistachio tree near Shechem, while they were traveling to Terror, a terror from God fell upon the cities around them, and so that none of them pursued the sons of Yaakov.
Now, I want you to understand this. Once they did those things and made that, God gave them some extra protection that He had not gave them at first. They had some protection on that, but God gave them some extra protection. Dear folks, a few years ago, I told you God that hey, got to get rid of some pagan stuff and got all that, and we need that extra protection. So far, God has blessed us on that extra protection.
Amen.
You see all these things happen, and I'm still capital God, for that extra protection.
Amen.
Okay?
You can bargain with obedience, but you can't bargain with disobedience.
There you go. When we make that step and step on up to the plate and everything, then we can make. Foresaw a lot of these things that's happening, all these things that's going on. Take place, and why did that happen? Why at this particular time and everything there? We got to be very careful what we say, dear folks. Okay?
Amen.
You never know what is going to go and how's it going. Life. But if we go back to the scriptures there, we get a little bit understanding here. Go to Genesis 31. And read, I think, the 18th and 19th verse there first. Okay. Genesis 31.
Okay. And carried. Okay. And carried all of his livestock along with all the riches he had accumulated. The livestock in his possession, which he had acquired in Paran Aram, to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. Now Laban had gone to share his sheep, so Rachel stole the household items that belonged to his father.
All right. So when he got ready to go back, God told him, hey, it's time to go back and those things there. And that's it. So Raquel, she decided she's going to take some of the guys with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she stole her daddy's guys, and they sneaking off, see,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. But she took that with her. You know, there's a whole lot of different stories as to why she did those things. There's some of it don't make sense, and some of it, but one of it is, first of all, she stole it.
Yeah, I read that she stole it because they were divining God.
Yeah.
They were divining God. So if he went in and did the ceremony in front of these gods with a small coin or a piece of gold in the God's mouth, and God would tell them which way they went. That's why she stole.
Yeah.
You heard that one?
Yeah. But that don't make no sense.
Yeah. It was all right.
He found them anyway.
Yeah.
I think that was in the book of Jasher.
Yeah, according to the book of Jasher, he went to another god and found out anyway.
He found them anyway. You know, like she said, she did it for that reason there and all that there. But hey, that didn't lessen the thing that happened, taking place. Now go to the 30th.
That's what the rough that I had.
Now he might answer my question because I was gonna say, Jacob already collected all the idols. Means she didn't get the idol up.
Oh, this is prior.
No, this is pride. This is pride.
Prior to them leaving.
This is
Okay.
this is before he had done those things. Oh, we'll get rid of all that.
Okay, so she gave it away when he collected all this from the household. She gave it away then. Did she turn it in the animal? Did she turn it in the animal? Did she turn it in the idol then?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. She gave up those things then. But this is already taking place before that time that we're reading back now.
Okay.
See? That was in the 35th chapter that what we were talking about. This is back in the 31st chapter. So this is earlier. But I'm just trying to show you how I work. You'll get the picture of what's going on.
31:30.
Yeah, 31:30.
31.
Okay. Grant that you had stole my gods. Yaakov answered Laban, because I was afraid. I said, suppose you take your daughter away from me by force.
Okay, read the 29th. 29th. I think that will bring it in.
29.
Reverse. If not, I'll preempt you on those things.
Okay.
32.
Which one you trying to get?
32.
What?
No, I want the 31st. I just want them to read the
29.
29th verse
Okay.
instead of the 30th.
Okay.
Start. This is Genesis 31. Mm-hmm.
I have it in my power to do you harm, but the God of your father spoke to me last night and said, be careful that you don't say anything to Yaakov, either good or bad.
Now notice this. This is what I'm trying to say. So all that stuff, whatever she said she thought she was, and why she said she was doing it and everything there, but necessary.
So y'all,
She didn't know that when she told you.
no, you didn't know that.
A lot of times we do stuff and everything there. We think we don't know those things, but we don't know what all is compounding those things there. See? She had a little love for some of them stuff there too, that little taste there, and all that stuff there, and all. But she thought that she was gonna protect her and all like that. Hey, God don't need no protection. God has already done. God has already made a promise when I'm gonna protect you and I'm gonna take care of you. God has already told her that. Yeah, you gonna meet him. Yeah, you going. And I want you to know something. You better be careful how you talk to him.
Yeah.
Not only talk about doing stuff to him, you better be careful how you talk to him.
Yeah.
God had already warned warned him ahead of time. Don't mess with my servant.
I'm his protector.
I done allowed you to do enough to him already. I done allowed you to trick him and stuff on him. Might be some return back because he tricked his father and all those things there and all that. But I allowed you to do that. But hey, hands off of him from now on. Don't mess with him no more. Okay. So the only thing he could talk about, the only thing he could bring up is right. Well, you got a thief among you. That's the only thing he could, because God had told him, be careful what you say. Yeah. Read all there.
Okay. Granted that you had to leave because you longed so deeply for your father's house. But why did you steal my God?
See, now he can't answer. First of all, he was really going to get him trouble. You sneaked off on me. And he was really going to get on the case of the devil. God had told him, hey, back off of that. Don't be careful like you said it, because hey, after all, I'm the one that told him it's time for you to go back to. So he let that alone and say, well, okay, I take it that you had your love and you want to go back home and all that, all that. But you're still a thief. Now, what did our father say? What did our father say? Read on that.
Yaakov answered 11, because I was afraid, I said, suppose you take your daughters away from me by force. But if you find your gods with someone, that person will not remain alive. So with our kinsmen to witness, if you spot anything that I have which belongeth to you, take it back. Yaakov did not know that Rachel had stolen them.
Now notice this, see? So he opened his mouth and said some stuff.
Yeah.
But the father didn't find it.
No, but he told me if you did find it,
Right.
if you did find it, he said, you can have it.
He said, let that person, he said, but
See?
if you find your God with someone, that person will not remain alive.
Yeah.
So he didn't find it.
See? No, he didn't find it.
Right.
See? But it didn't mean that it wasn't there.
Right.
Okay. But he already made a statement. And he said he made that statement on the confidence that he was sure that nobody had stolen the gods. He was so sure that that's why he made that statement. But I want you to see what happened here. Why those things got tied as it is. He made the proclamation. If you find it, and that find means not only physically find, but if you find out otherwise, or if someone else get proved out to be someone else stole it, it's still the same. See? If it come to light that somebody has done it, that it means what God and stated was still binding.
The judgment still binding.
Because he was so sure no one had done that. We need to be open our mouth and say when we're so sure about somebody.
Amen. Amen.
Now let me read this one.
Okay.
It says, making them die. That's the point.
Yeah.
Now, see, now I go along with this saying better. Now, here when he says, let the person that has taken it die.
Yeah.
So, back here, took it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. He was so sure that he knew that had nobody done it. That's why he cast that judgment on it.
Right.
So he was standing at the point of the fact that, hey, I'm so sure ain't nobody did nothing like that, especially among his family. Why? Because they knew how he was. And not only that, but his people that followed him too,
Right.
they knew how he was.
Right.
He didn't agree with it if they took it, so he was saying, I don't know.
And he didn't know that it was
I
Raquel.
don't know.
So he was just so sure about the point over here that, it's just like you done lied about all this other stuff. Now you lying about somebody that stole your God.
Yeah, lied them all.
Oh, yeah. But read on, let's see what happened.
Okay. Laban went into Yaakov's tent, then into Leah's tent, and into the tent of the two slave girls. But he did not find them. He left Leah a tent and entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household gods, but then in the cell of the camel and were sitting on them, Laban fell all around the tent, but did not find them.
Did you get that there? Did you notice that there? That it didn't say that he went to all the tents and all that. He went to the daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Do something about his daughters.
Yeah.
He went to them.
Yeah.
And he went to them and he searched their tents and all that. And why did he do it? Because hey, they don't want to know about this secret God. They don't want to have that information about that there. All the other folks didn't have no information about getting that particular God there.
Yeah.
So he went to those wives of Jacob.
The flavor.
Well, those are two his wives. Those were two wives. Yeah. See? And they was in the household. They was part of the household. That's why they went with him. So they would know where it's at and all was them. But then, and so he searched it and he went to Leah first and he went to search that place there, searched Mother Girl's house and the tent and they couldn't find it. Then he wound up with Raquel and searched her place and couldn't find it. Except Raquel was more resourceful.
Yeah, he said nothing about it.
Read on. Let's see what happened.
She said to her father, please don't be angry that I am not getting up in your presence, but it's the time of my period. So he searched, but he didn't find the household god. Then Yaakov became angry and started arguing with Laban.
All right, now. So here we see, now what's taking place here? What is going forth here? We got to be very mindful of what we say and what we do. You find it? If it's with anybody around here and those things there, that's what he's talking about, let them die. He didn't know it was Raquel that he was pronouncing death upon.
No.
That's just like Jephthah. God gave him victory, and he said, whoever first come out of my household, be a sacrifice.
Yep.
His daughter comes skipping out.
So we need to be mindful of how we let our mouth run us in trouble and then to get it all thing there. And we got the last word to say and all those things there. And so he had said those things. He was in confidence on the other way around. He just was so sure that nobody knew that he put the life there. And guess what, then? But why did she die at childbirth? Why did she die at childbirth? Because it was the same thing that she used to hide the gold that God.
Oh, period. Yeah.
Her period time, a niddah.
Yeah.
To a niddah, you are not supposed to wear a woman. What happens to a lady after she has birth? Niddah kicks in. So she used her niddah time to hide, and that's where that God was hitting it right there. See? And therefore, it was during the niddah time that she died. We gotta be very careful how we deal with our God there, folks.
So whether she was lying or not,
Oh, she was.
right?
I don't know whether she was lying or not, as far as that's concerned, right? But she used that niddah, and he respected her. She said she was in time with niddah,
Yeah.
and therefore she couldn't get up and move. And they knew that they wouldn't touch nothing. They was not to touch nothing where she's sitting and everything. They wouldn't touch nothing all say that. So she knew that that was a safe place. And so she used that time.
In the book of Jubilee, when he asked for them to bring all of God to parent land under the pistachio tree, she turned them in.
Oh yeah. But that was later on.
Yeah, that was later on.
And that's how he knew that.
So she was sitting on it. And she was using the midnight. So she wouldn't come up before him.
So he wouldn't ask her to move. As a matter of fact, she said it. Don't ask me to move because I'm in midnight and everything there. And he wouldn't want to touch nothing. You know, they were not supposed to touch it. Anything where she sit at and everything there was class unclean and everything there. And then so therefore, if you touched it, then all that. So she used that period of time there to cover that up. And guess what? That was the time that she died.
So that God got sacrificed in.
See?
That God got sacrificed because she said that
She
God.
Because they made a statement to each other that mean that if they would see find them idols in anybody's tent, that they would die.
Well, that's what Yaakov said. But he was also sure that nobody had him. That's why he made it that way to be sure, to let him know that, hey, I don't believe what you're saying there. I don't think nobody did it and all those things. And he was just so confident. See? Then that's why later on when he come in I ain't getting caught like this no more.
She sentenced her own self to death.
Well, she didn't know that. I know, and the point over there. But the point, that's the thing on that. Whether or not you know those things, that does not change the fact of situations.
Let you know what to say also.
And this is why we got to be very careful about what we open our mouth for what we do. See? See? One of the things, whether this was retribution or what, he got tricked. He tricked his father and everything. He got tricked in those things there. Retribution for what he had done on those things there. She stole she should have told her husband about it. Had she told him about it and all the stuff there, she know that it would have done those things there. And he wouldn't have had that confidence in everything and all those things there. And he wouldn't open his mouth. See? But this all goes back to show you and tie in with what I was saying, that when we make a statement, when we do those things there, that's why I say if you make a vow to God, you keep that vow. No matter what happened in those things there. When Yaakov and Esau made that vow, when he made that statement and sold his birthright, whether it was right or wrong, whether it was a cold-hearted thing that his brother did by charging him for it, should have gave it to him free and all that there. But hey, he could have turned it down. But he the one who decided that, okay, I'll sell it to you. Then, but he did do that, and he made that agreement. God heard it, just as God heard this here. In closing for today, dear folks, we must keep our vows, our words. That's why it tells you to be careful about your words. In the Brit Hadashah, I tell you, by thy words thou shalt be condemned, and by thy word thou shalt be justified. Hey.
Amen.
Don't let your mouth, And this one said, those some things that I say that we get ourselves into trouble with. We'll say, hey, you do so and so and so to me, I ain't gonna never forgive you for that. Guess what? You just messed up. You just let your mouth get you in trouble.
Now you ain't gonna be forgiven for what you do.
That's exactly right. You just messed up, and you messed up with God.
Messed up.
I couldn't believe what I heard you share. Obama said she would never forgive
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over in days of that.
or putting her family in harm.
But dear folks, that's what I'm saying. We got to be very careful of what we open our mouth. In closing, we must keep our vows, our words to Yah. He does not take them lightly.
Amen.
That's why it says, if you make a vow, that's why he told him, are you going to be in your house? I want you to know that, hey, this house is for me, and you got to get your act together and all that stuff. You can't have no surprise, and that's why he told me, bring all that stuff in there. Because, be careful what we say. Yah hears our words.
And bring judgment too. One or the other.
So be very careful about those things, yeah. And let us go forth, do our words judiciously, do it right. That's tough, and he lost his number one wife, the one that he loved. But he couldn't take it back. He said, whoever would be found with, or whoever would run, hey, let him die. He could have just said, well, let him hobble around for a little bit. Or maybe let him, let him be shamed, but he said die.
Let them be whipped with lash.
Yeah.
You sure he was right?
Yeah, he was so sure he was right. This closes out our Parasha for this week here. We trust that you go forth and remember that coming up, we got Hanukkah coming up. Feast of Dedication is coming up, and in those times there, it's still also is speaking about a time of diligence. Be careful about what you do and how you act and what you say, because that's what's judged during that particular time, and a very important time that we need to understand and to take forth there. So, as our oath is, how shall we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget the Yerushalayim, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Yerushalayim above my chief joy. Psalm 137, verses 5 and 6. And I want each and every one of y'all to go back and read that, because these are your words. If you're saying that, no, this is what you're saying. And make sure that you do prefer Yerushalayim above your chief joy. Because if you say you don't, you're saying something like to happen to you. And if your tongue cleave to the roof of your mouth, you know what's going to happen to you? You'll start in that. They say, well, we can feed intravenously now. Yeah. But that's what he was saying at the time there, and that's how strictly was saying it on our making our preparation right. There's no need. I was just make it true, and that's it. All right. Go ahead, Ursula, go for it now. Take the tithes and offering. This is also, as I said before, this is also